Okay. It's a closer look at the Chris Nass's 519. This is a 1960. You can see how we finished with the black, and one of the things you want to make sure you do is make sure that the dash is completely smooth, because you're going to have to put leather on it, of course, and leather will show through any surface that's not smooth. We like to put seat belts in this fashion. You can see a good look at the seat belts, tabs, welded in for safety reasons, and this way it gets them off the floor and you don't have holes in the floor. That's what I'm trying to avoid. And then back here, this is where we put our kinder seat belt. So it'll come up over the kinder seat and it'll come over to here, and then you'll have two on here, and then the other lap belt will go over to that one as well. Rockers painted on correctly with the spacers painted, and then these bolts here are painted lens head screws. That's the way it should be done and the way the factory did it. All the chrome's been pre-fitted on this car. You'll notice that the wheel well is body color. And we're going to flip it for you, this side here. See the correct 169 undercarriage. This is how we finish it off. We finish it off up to this rail here, and then we make this black. It's finished. The brake is here and here. Then of course we get 169 all the way inside there. Tunnel is finished. And of course all the sheet metal's been done to factory specs, and these have been seam sealed, but they were spot welded, not MIG'd. So if you replaced any body panels, you had that. Don't forget to put these in. These are often overlooked and you shouldn't do them later. These of course hold the brake line. These are no longer available. You have to fabricate them. And then your hole up here is often overlooked, because if you replace this panel, these holes aren't there. This is for your exhaust bumper. Make sure your bolts here are secure, and in here as well to secure the fuel tank. And then we come up here with the 169 and we overspray a bit on here, as you can see, the overspray for the body color. And a good look at the wheel well. And when it's painted in this direction when we do the wheel well, so we make sure we get underneath the eyebrows. And everything, of course, is seam sealed as well. So some little detail here from experience that you've got to keep in mind. For example, when you replace the battery box, we have a template. So we template the battery box to make sure that the battery's going to fit afterwards. And those are the things you got to be careful about. Is whenever you replace the metal, you have to be concerned about the metal that you've got. You can't assume is what the factory did, and you have to template everything and fit it as you go along. And of course the most important thing is fitting the chrome in copper before it's nickel chromed to the body when the car is in primer, or you'll never get the chrome to fit correctly as well. Wanted to show you, as we said on the other side, about holes and how important they are. You can see the eyebrows have been pre-fitted and all the holes have been drilled. You don't want to end up having the car painted and not having holes like this pre-fitted and drilled. Imagine trying to drill these holes once the car is painted, trying to get a drill bit and a chuck spinning next to your finished paint. Same is true of your rocker holes and your stone guard holes. Should have 2 here for the tab to fit through, but this is the small 3.9 screws. 1, 2, 3 that hold the stone guard, and then you got your 2 long rocker holes, and then your clips here all positioned. Now it can be assembled appropriately.
Because we run into this too often.
Yes, here we're looking at a car that came from another location. We didn't do the metal fab, pulled out of another shop. You see the multiple holes. None of this fits now. So we got to go back, weld those holes, and then redrill them correctly. Same thing here. If you look up here, there's no holes in the eyebrow. They were just going to paint this car in the other shop and then deal with it later. And that's just, as we like to say, kicking the can down the road. Anything else, Andy, on here that we can show?
To the extent of our matte black, we do get.
Oh yeah, this is real important. That's something the guys can do here. When the car's upside down like that, they can get in here and do the matte black all over, not miss anything. Car's upside down, of course you can get in there other than laying on your back and shooting up in the air. Yep.
And this is all body color.
Yeah, body color up under here. Make sure you have your struts. Those are often missing when people put new fenders on. Notice the refinish in here. It's all been finished, resurfaced, so it's nice and smooth. No seam in here, or no overlap where you can see where the nose has been put on. That's very common, what causes problems later on with bubbling. They never do the inside, and they overlap the front fenders. What we do is butt weld all of our metal so that you don't have overlaps.